say we go ahead and grab our shit and get.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure we're fully stocked and then hit that road.
Mm-hmm. Come, Patsy. Aww. Why you gotta be like that?
It was funny.
Fair. But why you gotta be like that?
So yeah, I say, what's time of day right now? I would assume that we're in evening hours right at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening.
Yeah, it's evening.
Our path is still pretty well to the mountain, though, I would imagine.
It's pretty well once you get to the mountains. Getting into the actual mountain itself might be a little bit trickier, just because they're mountain passes.
I say we can go ahead and just make the trek. Stop when we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your days do go by relatively uneventfully, as you are close to a capital, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a
Yep.
bit chilly out?
Not really. It's moderate weather. It is autumn at the moment. I hope that doesn't contradict anything I've said in a previous session.
It's autumn. I thought it was spring.
Rites of spring.
Rites of spring.
Is this gonna work? So 3 days go by uneventfully. You do make it to the base of the mountain range. Then the passing does get a little bit more difficult. There's passes that you guys are not going to be able to use your horses on.
Yeah,
to get out,
to guide them.
And you do eventually reach your destination relatively uneventfully. You hear things.
By the way, I gave the map back to you.
Okay. You hear things, but it's nothing that's close enough to cause you to worry about an encounter of some. Like, obviously, you're adventuring. You're keeping your arms out. You're ready. You hear some things, some stirring, some animalistic noises, but nothing that's like, oh my god, sound the alarms. As you make your way through the Nagarok Mountains, it's easy for you to find the highest peak and keep your sights on it. When you stand at the base of the mountain, known as Ulvadukan Malzach, you look to the skies, but the mountain disappears into the clouds before you see its peak. Before you lies a dirt trail ascending the mountain, which appears to be decently well trodden.
Interesting. I was not expecting that.
No.
Kind of makes me less excited about this whole journey. They didn't find the treasure. We just say we will.
Maybe as you get further up, the track becomes less traveled.
More dangerous.
Treacherous even.
That's what you're in for.
I'm done.
Okay.
Kill stuff. Get things.
So, towards the end of the day, it does start to get nightfall. You guys do feel tired.
Yeah, I'll do my port tent thing after this long rest.
So I assume you guys set up, take a long rest.
Yeah. So one of my rolls will be 17, the other one's 11.
Okay, go ahead and mark those down.
Okay.
So what is that for?
Yeah. Nice little ability.
Yep, lets him
Oh, okay, that's cool.
swap out rolls. Which is very handy.
What was it, 14 and 17?
17 and 11.
Oh, okay.
If you roll really low too, you can use that and give it to like an enemy.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
A creature that you can see.
Gotcha. And cool with that, and I will just take first watch.
Got it. It's a good time to be prepared.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
10.
Night goes by uneventfully. Your average sounds you expect to hear in a mountain pass.
Kikariki.
Yep, exactly. Second watch.
2.
Yeah, same thing. It's pretty uneventful. Nothing really comes or goes.
I didn't see
I
anything.
feel like it didn't matter what we rolled.
Sometimes I feel like it never does.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I ponder that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for that one. You should feel bad.
Nope.
You wake up, you eat your breakfast. Give me
I do
a
not.
perception check from each of you.
20, not nat.
20.
You do notice, both of you, that
Actually, it's 21.
you do notice that the trail has become less well traversed, but you do notice that the tracks that seem to be going up the path are larger tracks.
Larger than human.
Yes.
But still humanoid.
Yes.
Okay.
What is the freshness on them?
Can I do a check to try to determine the actual race of... so what is that? Perception?
Yeah, we can do
Or
perception.
survival?
I think it's based on survival.
Okay, 17.
Yeah. Confirm.
Not 20.
It's definitely some form of a giant.
It's like
Okay.
giant tracks.
I'm going to take a moment to hit a button so it doesn't time out again.
Yeah. Do we know relatively about the age of the most recent tracking?
Few days.
Okay, so they're up
You
ahead
ever
of
killed a
us.
giant?
I mean, I did once, not by myself. There was one time where while I was still enlisted, it took quite a few of us to take him down. But it was when I was a much younger man and very,
There's
very
only 2 of us here.
inexperienced. I was a lot less experienced then. I think we got this.
Less experienced, but a little more spry.
As the saying goes.
Are you still in your prime? Is that what you're
As the
telling
saying
me, old man?
goes, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
We should make that a song.
Yeah. Maybe I'll work on that. I figured with your spell chucking and my skills, we'll say, I feel like we can handle it.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest.
Just hopefully it's only just a couple.
Yeah.
At most, a couple.
So go ahead and give me rolls as you start out for your day.
Are we just going off the roll itself?
Yeah.
18.
The good news is I don't have to worry about it sneaking up on us.
Yeah, they're pretty difficult to sneak.
I want to go in there. What's in there? They look like kind of
Around the corner.
You
You see a group of giants. Just kind of minding their own business, sitting there.
Are they all different colors too?
They're definitely different, but nothing.
Nice.
You can tell they're of the same genus.
Okay.
I think I'd like to go ahead and mention outside of character.
Is there a large?
Giant.
Is there a large boulder above their heads?
I do speak giant outside of character, so that might actually be relevant right now.
Nice.
Go ahead and give me stealth rolls to see how quiet you guys are being.
You can go ahead and stealth roll. I'm actually going to attempt to walk up to them, open armed, let them know that I'm not trying to
I'll
cause
hang
them harm,
back then.
and try to converse with them.
14.
Okay. They're pretty unaware of you, but they definitely see you. I assume you kind of are like back here, out of sight line, back up a little bit.
Yeah.
They all kind of turn at you, pull out weapons. One's got a club, 2 have swords.
I try to speak in their tongue that I mean them no harm. I'm traveling.
Protecting this opening. They point to this little opening right here.
And please tell me the map says we have to go in there.
Map doesn't really say much
Yeah,
of
that's
anything.
fair.
I feel like it'd be a little higher than that. We're not even close to the peak, are we?
Out of curiosity, does the mountain keep going up past you guys?
Yes.
Would you allow us to pass and we won't go in your hole?
Absolutely.
out of here.
I should say allow me to pass. I don't want them to know that I have a companion with me.
You're just gonna leave him behind.
Well, no, just in case they do decide to be like, hey, you know what? Full throttle, F you.
No, they seem to not really care. They're just...
Would they fit in that hole?
No.
Okay.
Has somebody hired you to guard this?
It's our duty.
Who's given you this duty?
Been a part of our clan for centuries.
Really?
Yes.
Is it just the three of you, or do you have more clansmen?
What
Somebody
do you think's further up?
Awesome.
It's not just giant folk.
No, really.
No.
What else we got?
Other orcish folk.
Are they all traversed in your language as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Bilingual orcs.
I'm just trying to make it to the top. It's a kind of a rite of passage for me, if you will.
Roll a bluff.
I mean, I guess it's a bluff. 17.
Let's try and
One of them
intimidate.
looks at you and says, "What are you trying to pass? Bullshit."
No, honestly, as you can see, I am a man of. For being a human, I am quite a man of higher stature. I've been able to live for much longer than I should have, and at this point, I'm just trying to challenge myself.
Okay.
And honestly, that would not be a bluff or a lie.
Mm-hmm.
That
you
is
did-
my whole reasoning.
I mean, you
for
already
even
did tell
joining
them
him.
you were looking for treasure at the top.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him I was
Yeah,
looking
you
for
did.
treasure.
Yeah,
You did.
I said I'm trying to get to the top.
You earlier when they
That was the
before
first
they
thing you
pointed in here. It was one of the first things you said
Yeah,
that you were looking for treasure.
which is fine.
Okay.
At least
I don't remember saying that
If you
exactly,
tell the
but okay.
truth, you don't have to do a bluff roll.
Okay.
So there's that.
I'm just looking for a challenge, and you guys might be more than I'm ready for.
Fair enough.
I mean, if it was one-on-one fisticuffs, I'd be interested. But I don't think I could take on all three of you, especially with them weapons pretty much almost the size of me. And I'm a big dude.
Yeah, you are.
So, will you allow me and... Grog, I think you can come out now. Will you allow me and my companion to pass through?
Absolutely.
I really want to know what's in the hole. Alright, I think we should just go ahead and walk past him, because I don't think we can fucking take down three giants. That was one of those danglies, like,
Yeah.
do you want to do this? I don't think you do.
Oh, I tripped and fell in the hole.
Oops.
Damn these high heels.
So you do continue your way.
Mm-hmm.
Need a moment to gather a few provisions. I assume you guys are talking along as you go.
I gotta sleep sometime.
I mean, I feel like from the way they were talking, because I don't know how these mountains that is guarding something. I don't know even if they know what they're guarding, per se. But, I don't want to take on three at once. That's for darn sure. And I would imagine that they probably take shifts guarding their hole.
Yeah.
I mean, but if there's three giants there, there's gotta be something in that hole.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a path that goes into the mountain and up.
I wish we had a druid shapeshift into a cockroach and get in that hole.
So you guys do make it in. You guys continue to ascend. You do come kind of to as much of a peak as you can get to. You kind of round a corner and there's a very large flat area. And there is some form of a crude settlement up here. There's multiple tents of multiple sizes.
I don't think this is
There's a
what we're
few
looking
giants
for.
going around doing their stuff.
But I do have an idea.
Orcs.
A really bad idea, but an idea.
Got the light skin orc.
That one's pretty nice looking.
These two seem to be bickering, and the one does turn to look at you as you approach, and he says, Outsiders.
Is he speaking in giant?
He's speaking common.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe.
I'm sorry to disturb you guys. We're adventurers, if you will. We were told a tale of treasure and
At the peak.
great adventure. We were given a very old map. And seeing this entire settlement, it would kind of venture me to believe that whatever you guys are guarding is definitely worth guarding. And where's your leader? I'd like to speak to him if you don't mind.
I'm Grashnog.
How are you now?
Good, and you?
Could be better, but not so bad.
How's she doing, eh?
The one that he was bickering with turns and says, "Are you really going to welcome outsiders in here?"
I really want to be a dick right now. She's female?
Yes.
Can we just show him the map?
Can I just be a dick?
I don't know, can you?
It's your
I mean, I can.
I'm just gonna show them the map.
Excuse me. I don't mean to intrude. I know that, you guys are lived here for a while and everything, but
She says a slur and orcish and spits on the ground near you and walk in the tent.
I think she got the gist.
He says,
That's about our usual reception.
"Forgive my sister. She's far from kind."
That's okay. I like him feisty.
Just
He does approach up to you.
Can you describe him?
Arguably one of the largest orcs you have ever seen.
So I would venture to say that he's actually bigger than me, taller.
He's actually looking you about in the eye.
Okay, so we're about eye level.
Yeah.
And I would
Orcs aren't that much bigger than humanoids as humans on general.
Mm-hmm.
But in this instance, he is standing a full head above everyone else, so he is looking you in the eyes.
Nice. I would venture to say that his stature is matched to mine, if not more, in terms of weight, muscle.
He's built a little bit more solid,
Okay.
but he's someone that a normal person wouldn't want to tussle with, but with you having the interests that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks at the map and he says, "Yeah, I assume this is what you're looking for," and he points at the temple.
I honestly don't know what it is. We were given this map by a drunk dwarf, to be honest with you, bro. And I can see now why he wouldn't come up here.
Indeed.
Killing a lot of dwarves lately.
No.
When was the last time you saw an outsider make it up this far?
Up all the way up first in my lifetime.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't seem too old. How old are you?
34.
That's actually a decent age for an orc, isn't it?
Yeah, orcs live to be a little bit less than humans.
Yeah.
More set than your traditional orcs that you might be cliche thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
There's smithies, there's...
Yeah.
This is an encampment that has been here for a very long time.
This is Razorfen Crawl. Got
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Right?
Callback.
I'd like to just speak with him a little bit, try and get him to feel himself to feel a little bit more at ease about our being here, and try and get an understanding of, I would assume that they're all kinship to each other in some form or another, and try and get some information as to how they got here, why they're here, who originally commissioned for them to be here, stuff of that nature.
So he does call for a feast.
Mm-hmm.
And they set up multiple large tables.
Look at the booty on her.
Right? Like, why did they have to make her so thick?
That's a booty.
His sister does join him.
Grog definitely noticed that booty when she was walking away.
There are several. They are...
Is this a more merriment occasion, or is everybody still kind of uneased or at unrest during this?
Most
feast?
people are kind of at ease, but they're just not used to outsiders.
Well, my biggest thing is I want to try and make them more at ease by like challenging one of them to like arm wrestling match or something.
Okay.
Trying to gain trust, because I'm not honestly trying to be nefarious towards them.
Yeah.
So
Which one? Take your pick.
I kind of want to go for one of the big boys.
Go for the chief.
I was either thinking go for the chief, but that might backfire if I win.
What about the thicky?
I was honestly thinking about one of the giants. Trying to arm wrestle one of the giants.
Go for her.
Okay.
I want to impress her, not embarrass her.
Maybe
Or I might just fucking fail miserably. Excuse me.
It's possible. So everyone is sitting at benches. There's no real table.
Hey, you over there,
Which one?
big guy.
Red.
Which
pink.
big guy?
The bigger,
Big red or big
the,
blue?
The bigger one. Come on, you know which one of you's bigger.
They just kind of look at each other and
They
kinda
size each other.
both point to each other, and then finally the red one kind of stands up and says, "What?
You want to arm wrestle? Oh, okay. Let me try and explain it to you, and I'll spend like 5 or 6 minutes trying to explain arm wrestling to him, and ask him if he would want it, if he would be accepting of a challenge of an arm wrestling match with me.
And scratches his head a little bit. Looks at the blue one next to him and just kind of shoves him off the bench, and brings the bench over, slams it down between the two of you to function.
As the
And he squats all the way, sits on the ground.
fuck yes,
He
let's
has to
do this.
adjust his angle so that you can actually reach his arm.
Yeah. What is his stature?
He's a very large giant. He is taller than you are.
I assume that he's taller than me. I'm trying to get a rough estimation, like 11 feet,
Probably closer to 13.
13. Okay. So this is definitely going to be a challenge, and I'm definitely going to have to roll very high.
It's almost twice smaller than you are.
Almost.
Which is saying something.
I want to enter a rage. During
Okay.
this arm wrestling match.
It's supposed to be a friendly arm wrestling contest here.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to try hard.
It's going Super Saiyan.
Like, so as he's like setting up the table, I'm like trying to psych myself up, like slapping myself, like, dude, if I like, come on, man, can you imagine the kind of talk you could talk up? Be like, have you ever beat a giant in an arm wrestling match? Because I have. All right, I got this. I totally forgot what rage does in this particular
It
instance.
doesn't.
Doesn't
I think
it?
it buffs your strength.
Yeah, it busts my strength.
So it'll up your strength modifier by 1.
Okay. 17.
It's decent. There's a little bit of back and forth, but he does get you down. He kind of stands up. He's like, I like this.
Isn't
I
it
like
fun?
this.
Isn't it fun? You should try it with your brother now, man. I mean, I would assume he's your brother. You guys look... shit, I shouldn't say that.
My mother couldn't wrestle as hard as you. Plops the bench back down and says, sit. Another giant sits, kind of nudges into him a little bit, takes something off his plate.
My whole purpose for doing that is just to try and make sure everybody's at ease, try and gain their trust, let them know that,
No, you just flexing on him.
I mean, I held a giant at a stale for a few for like, 30 seconds there.
As one-sided as they would ever expected from a human.
And I'm assuming everybody else watched pretty intently.
There were some cheers. It was definitely...
I was kind of...
Grog's like, I would have just summoned a sword and just like had it do it for me.
So the leader does kind of talk with you. He says that they've been here countless generations guarding the temple because of evil that lies within. They don't know what it is.
I was just about to ask, do you know what you're guarding?
But their ancestors were tasked with it. It is a temple that was carved into the mountains, is all that they know, and their ancestors were the ones who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever reason, we have been tasked with guarding it, as it is.
Now, you've been tasked with guarding it, or have you been tasked with guarding the world from it?
It's a wonderful question.
Because, in all honesty, if this is something that may be evil by nature, wouldn't it be great if we could destroy it?
That's a wonderful question.
I mean, we got a lot of very capable people here. And I don't even really include myself in that all that much. There is a lot of capable people here.
And what if it is something and we unleash it?
Then it could be one hell of a fight.
And what if the men at the base of the mountain? What if the women and the children?
I didn't see any women and children down there.
No, but there is a castle. Kingdom.
Oh, dude, they're freaking a bunch of snobs, man. We were there not too long ago, and we met like one cool dude, and he was a smitty. He was a dwarf. I don't know how you feel about dwarves, but he was pretty cool.
Dwarves are who we labored building with, if the tales can be true.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, their clan went the way as many lineages have.
Yeah. What would it take for you to allow me access to see the temple?
So at that, this orc that's standing back here,
Mm-hmm.
he does stand up, full, and he makes his way over, and he stands shoulders at your head.
Okay.
He places a hand on the orc that you've been talking with. He's like, "I thank you." Basically says, "Sure, raid. I am the leader here."
I assumed.
He is not built the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually a very slender build,
Mm-hmm.
but the grace that he moves with,
It's useful.
it's
muscle.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you don't know that you've seen anyone as lithe as he is.
Okay.
And he sets his hand on it, says, "Son, I apologize for the charade."
Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I could kind of tell he wasn't the leader.
He is groomed for it.
Oh, he's very well groomed.
And he puts his hand on what you assume is his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone is a little too hot-headed.
That's okay. She is still quite beautiful.
Yes.
Easy, Grog.
The truth is, none of us have seen the temple outside of the gate.
Fair.
As there are, if the tales can be held true, 4 gates that need to be passed through, all of which locked with a specific key, unpickable.
And I would assume that the crevice that was in the mountain earlier that we went past would be one of those places.
That is the entrance. That is how you find the main gate.
Okay. I know you guys have been doing this for a long time, things of that nature.